some people, the challenge is getting into like that quote unquote masculine. For others of us, it's getting out of the masculine, that like go, push. It's all about scheduling and productivity and the systems and the structure. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing for you is it's almost like you're compartmentalizing or batch processing, in the sense that like there's a time for that style of energy, that type of energy. And then you very consciously and purposefully call in like the balance to that.
Yeah.
And
I check out
between.
Yeah. So like, I'll give you an example. When we work out with weights, like weight training, like lifting or blocks, like anything that's like very intense, it's a masculine energy workouts. And then yoga, Pilates, dancing, walking, it's all feminine. Because when you work out with weights, you have to count the reps, you have to think about the form, you're really much in your head. When you do yoga, it's about the flow. It's almost like a dance, you're in your body. So what I do in the morning is I will go work out my muscles so that I can create the testosterone, and I create like that masculine container. And then when I'm done with work, I will do something that checks my ego out, that something that tells my ego we're done for the day, you can go. So I will like go like on a walk and then not bring any technology, not listen to a podcast, because then I'm still thinking. And then I will just wait until my nervous system recalibrates, and then I will do things that feels good for my feminine. Like I love cooking, and I just do things that makes me feel so loved and so good in the evening. But when I'm at work, I'm really focused. The goal is to be productive, to get things done. So I create a container and a context that holds the masculine during the day. And then when I'm off, I'm off. I have two phones so that I don't look at my work phone when I'm off, because I will now stop working. And then I know what happens when I don't stop working. What I was saying at the beginning of this call, my energetic capacity will get very low, and then I don't do good work. So it's really important for me to have moments where I'm completely with my feminine.
And I love that you've worked out that system for yourself. I tend to move almost more like in weeks. I am like a big batch processor. And so like I'll go into that feminine for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'll be in that masculine for 2 or 3 days. And I can feel that shift happening as well. But it is empowering to kind of understand how you work and how your energy works. And also to just be like, fuck it, I'm going to like play with this experiment. And so, and ultimately, like, I think we are uniquely designed, and the way that your energy works is going to be different than the way that my energy works. And ultimately you need to find a system that supports you.
Exactly.
And, I love the idea of like continually mixing it up and then reviewing it, because that's going to give you some insight into like, what is the optimal system in this moment? And if I am looking for a change, like I can look back, I can look forward, and then I need to like bring that together in this present moment.
Exactly.
Like, how did you move from being investment broker, someone who was just living every day like it was their last, to knowing like not only is there a future, but we're actually living our future right now? And, like there's this whole other experience that's available to me, and I can't define it. There's no data to prove it. Like, how did you actually make that transition?
It was really difficult. I remember when I learned about feminine energetics, or just energetics, which I understood everything that I struggled with my entire life. Everything made sense. All of a sudden, my relationship that I was in for 5 years, that I was working so hard to make work, I knew how to make it work. My businesses, my success, that was so difficult, and I was so burned out. The problem was, all of a sudden, everything that I did for a living became irrelevant. And I couldn't go back, because now I know exactly with the energetics, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to believe in? What is it that I need to shift in order to be successful? But everything that I had created was based on a masculine old paradigm, and it was not relevant anymore. My expertise was not relevant. My courses were not relevant. I couldn't sell something that in 1 second, I didn't believe in anything I was doing. And it was a few months of rebirth, of like, immersed myself in the feminine world, to a point where there's a book I read. It's called Feminine Genius, Liana Silver, I think. It's an amazing book that teaches like how to connect to your intuition, the cycles that we have, the death and rebirth. And that book changed my life. And then I just changed my everything. Like I changed the way I showed up. I changed the reason why I showed up. I changed my relationship with success, with myself, with people, with money. So everything gradually changed and is still like improving. And right now, like I can't even imagine things feeling better. Things can get better, but can they actually feel better? Because I feel like I'm enlightenment type of frequency all the time. But it was really that shift of allowing the death of my identity and then the big rebirth that came with that.
I like how you're like, yeah, I just died and then was reborn. No big deal.